Chapter 3, Jaiden Kensington. Water rushes by my feet as I bolt downstairs. The warm, musty air is hard to breathe. Waterfalls spout from fresh, soggy holes in the ceiling. I round the corner into the laundry room. Opening the breaker panel, I turn off all the switches to ensure that there are no accidental electrocutions. Reluctantly checking my bedroom next, I can only imagine what I will find. The water is coming from the broken dishwasher, while my bedroom is the room below the kitchen. It isn't as bad as I think when I open the door, despite the waterfalls and ankle-deep water. My bed is ruined by a waterfall running directly into the center of it, but for the most part, the bed and the clothing on the floor should be the only things that will take great devastation from it. Looking up, I see something that looks unnatural and makes me take a few steps back. A bubble has formed in my ceiling from the water having nowhere to go, and the painted ceiling not wanting to break. I don't want to look at it anymore, so I shut the door and trudge back upstairs. The floors are dry now, my clothes dry instantly. I need to search for something. I know it's in the living room, but I don't know what it is. Walking in, I find what it is, my mom. She looks like she's sleeping in her rocking chair. I'm standing in the middle of the room when she wakes up. She doesn't speak, but starts rocking the chair. Rocking into the wall each time, harder and faster, harder and faster. Red spots splatter onto the white chair and walls. Pained and horrified expressions twist her face as my mom looks directly at me, all while she bludgeons her head into the chair and, in turn, the wall. My heart hurts as I see all the blood, as I see her kill herself in front of me. I try to scream, but nothing wants to come out. I close my eyes because I can no longer handle the blood. The crisp air freezes my fingers and stings my face. When I open my eyes, I stand face to face with the exterior door to my house, anticipating a relaxing end to a hectic day at school. It all ends when my hand turns the knob, twisting and pushing, only to find that it had been locked. My brows scrunching in confusion. Our door is never locked. Brushing the confusion off, I ring the doorbell. And again, and again. No answer. My heart sinks. Something is wrong. The door to my house is never locked. We don't even have keys to my house. My mom always keeps the door open and unlocked. An eerie feeling crosses me as I see my dog standing in the entrance to the hallway. He keeps looking between me and down to my mom's bedroom. In my mind and heart, I know something is wrong, gravely wrong. My heart starts beating fast. My instincts click in before I can think. My legs carry me away from the door and towards the back of the house. Panic clouds my mind as I need to find a way into the house. The first clear thought comes to me. I grasp it, cling to it, and blurt it out to myself. My window. My window is never shut tight enough that one can't just open it. I always have left it cracked, just in case. Never would I have imagined for a moment such as this one. I grab for the window and shake it open. Relief washes over me as it hadn't been shut for... I grab for the window and shake it open. Relief washes over me that it hadn't been frozen shut by ice. Quickly, I take off my jacket, throw it on the ground, and then my boots come off next. Without the extra clothing on, it's easier to get in through my window. Sitting on my ledge, I eye an area that is not covered by clothing or other items, dropping down onto it. As I land on the floor, a pain shoots through my foot up my leg. Ignoring the pain, I run up the stairs, then race down the hallway. Mom's door is open. I catch myself on the doorframe to put an instant stop to my run. The sight hits me just as hard. My mom is scrunched, lying on the ground between the computer desk and the wall, curled as if she had fallen from where she had been sitting. My voice comes out as a whimper. Mom? I take a step closer. Mom? Another step. Mommy? My voice cracks near the end. I take notice of more details. The pained expression on her face, how splotchy and purple-veined her arms look, but most of all, how still she is. One touch to her cold arm just confirms it in my mind. She's dead. I wake in a jolt, grasping for breath. A few tears roll down my cheeks from the rush of dreams and memories I don't want to remember. The alarm clock across the room finally registers in my mind. Throwing back the covers, jumping out of the bed, I turn the alarm off. I wait for a moment to listen for any noises upstairs. Nothing. Good. No one else was woken up. I wouldn't want my dad to find me awake and doing homework at this time. Moving my thoughts away from the combined dream and memory, I find the light switch by my door. I glance at my alarm, says it's 2 a.m., right on time. Turning the lock on my door, I unlock and open it. The light switches for the basement living room are on the wall next to my door. I flip them on. Everything is as I left it an hour and a half ago. I walk to the coffee table, opening my agenda. I use it to guide me through what needs to be finished before I have to leave. French, paragraphs 1.5 hours, 2 o'clock to 3:30. Social, worksheets, 1 hour, 3:30 to 4:30. AP English, read book, 3 hours, 4:30 to 7:30. It's scary just exactly how good I've gotten at figuring out how long all my homework should take. I finish and cross off the last of my list, just in time for my morning routine. I pack everything away until my backpack is overloaded with textbooks and binders. My agenda is the last item I pack. I flip it to tomorrow to see what's due. Quickly counting up the hours for tonight, I'm not sure how much sleep I'll be getting with this, and whatever else might be assigned today. I've wasted too much time thinking about it, and not like it's going to help anyway. I put my agenda back into my bag. Making sure I've got everything packed, I put my book bag against the wall by the stairs and pass into the room adjacent. I have 15 minutes before I have to leave the house. Quickly stripping in front of the mirror, I begin tracking the changes in my body. I take out the notebook, pencil, and measuring tape from the middle drawer. Opening up my notebook, I flip to a page in the middle of the book. Laying the notebook on the counter, I step onto the scale. The dial zooms up and lands on the number 152. I lost up another pound since yesterday. It'll be a good day today. Maybe I'll even eat something substantial to help with energy. I check my bust, waist, and hip measurements. Each is down another inch. A quick look in the mirror, I smile at my accomplishment. The numbers don't lie like a mirror can. The words are written on my body in black permanent marker from my mental breakdown the other night. Clearly states all the ugly words that somehow make me feel better about myself. To have them written out in the open helps me cope. Large words cover my stomach and thighs. Unlovable, alone, freak, stupid, obese, liar, disgrace, mistake, nothing, worthless. I've lost 53 pounds and 62 inches everywhere. I'm not a skinny twig, though I would say I'm skinny compared to where I started from. I'm not fat anymore. Maybe chubby is a better word. Maybe my father will be happy with my body's progress. I've spent too much time on this. I hop into the shower and quickly clean myself. In a short 3 minutes, I turn off the shower and wrap a towel around me. Peeking around the bathroom, I make sure no one has come downstairs while I was in the shower. The coast is clear. I run across the way into my bedroom. It's a race against time to dry myself and get dressed. I've only got my pants and undergarments on when my phone buzzes. Mary texted, "Are you ready? I want to get a bagel." "Yeah, I'll be right out," I answer back. Almost blindly, I grab a black tank top out of my dresser and throw it on. Then a black hoodie from my closet. Next, black socks. Running around makes me realize I might need new pants soon, and a new belt too. Maybe I'll just sew the sides of these ones to take them in. Either way, they're getting a bit too big now. I can't help but think I'm forgetting something with having to rush so much, although I like to think I'm too organized for that. There isn't time to dwell either way, so I grab my backpack and go upstairs to the front door. Mary is already waiting there. I slip on my black and white Converse. The door is already unlocked, so Jacob must have already left for the work. I leave the house, shutting but not locking the door behind me. "Morning." I sound a bit too cheerful for my taste, but I can't take it back. "Good morning," she says as she starts walking towards the school. I feel like a slob compared to her, but I could never take the time she does to get ready in the morning. Her hair is poker straight. From head to toe, her outfit, makeup, and jewelry all match in some way. In a way, I would describe her as being fashionably preppy, as opposed to my frumpy thrown on oversized clothes. The only jewelry I have on are my diamond earrings that never come out unless I'm cleaning them. We walk without saying much. Well, at least I do. Mary talks about what her bird and dog are doing this morning, and the trouble her brother got into last night from trying to drive her dad's truck. When I was 12, I would never have thought about stealing my parents' vehicle. I fear that Jacob would have literally killed me. I guess kids are getting more defiant as the generations go on. The notion makes me sound older than I am, as there are just 3 years difference between her brother and me. I nod every once in a while or make an affirmative noise. "Yeah, and then he hit that thing at the end of our driveway with the side thing, and he thought he could park it and no one would notice. My dad noticed immediately," she says. "Hit the thing with the side thing, eh?" I say to bug her. Sometimes Mary has her own thing language. She will replace words with the word thing if the exact word escapes her for a moment. The lamppost with the side mirror? I ask her, though I'm sure I already know. Exactly. See, you know what I'm talking about. Only because I've spent too much time around you, I remind her. We've known each other and lived beside each other for maybe 10 years now. We enter the school through the cafeteria side. There must be a game tonight. All the football players are wearing their suits. I need an excuse not to go to the cafeteria, and my bag is getting too heavy, so I tell Mary, I'm going to my locker first, so I'll meet you here afterwards. She says okay as she walks away from me. Her sights are on the cafeteria to get one of the infamous bagels. How I wish I could have one of them again without the guilt. My locker is straight upstairs and to the left a little. I open my locker and stuff all my unneeded books in there. I have accounting, then social, so I don't need much. I grab accounting, booklet, social textbook, and my binder. Closing up my locker, I go back downstairs to meet with Mary. She's waiting in line still for her bagel, but at least it's in the receiving line, not the ordering line, which seems to have gotten a huge rush since I left. I go close to her, but then she disappears into the crowd. She comes back with 2 bagels in her hand. She shoves one at me. Here, it's thanks for helping me out with my English assignment. I got a 92 on it. Thank you. I say there isn't anything I can do now, so I resign myself to enjoying this bagel. I just won't eat for the rest of the day. Use this as my one meal today. I look on the side of the bag as Mary and I go to the sauce table. She got me the BLTC, my favorite, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and cheese on a multigrain bagel. We take turns and dump the hot sauce into the bagel packet. It's not a cafeteria bagel without the hot sauce. We go to an empty bench by the library and get as comfortable as we can. We've got a few minutes before we have to head to class. We eat our bagels in silence. I try to concentrate on not scarfing it down to my empty stomach. That wouldn't be very ladylike. What if someone was watching? Word could get back to Jacob and that would be horrible. I try to remember why I'm doing this again. I love food. I don't care about my body weight, but my father does. Weight loss is a bonus to anorexia. Maybe one of these days my father will see the weight loss and stop making his weight comments. But it's partly because my father doesn't actually buy food for the house, and partly because I'm trying to save all the money I make, but it's mostly a symbol of my control factor. Things kind of calmed down a bit, but I really need to continue. Things have calmed down quite a bit. Do I really need to continue doing this, or has it morphed into something else? A comfort to feel the pain, I suppose. Something other than the emotional pain is welcome. Have I come to terms enough with everything that I can stop this? Can I control my emotions enough without having to do a physical pain band-aid on top of it? No, I need to continue. I try to remain emotionless, keep the smile on my face, but tears swell into my vision. Obviously, I can't quit, especially with that messed up dream of a memory last night. I had thought I had exhausted myself enough not to dream anymore, but I can't be that lucky. Do I miss my mom? Honestly, though, I barely remember her. Even when she was alive, she wasn't around much. I miss more what my life could have been if she hadn't died. If she hadn't died, my father wouldn't have gotten a second wife. He wouldn't have gotten the son he always wanted. That changed more things than her death did. The bell interrupts my thoughts. I finish the last bite of my bagel and get up. I toss my garbage into the can beside us. We have 5 minutes from that bell to get to our class and be ready for work. I pack up my binder workbooks and carry them in my arms. See you at lunch, I say. She looks nervous for a moment, trying to think about what to say, but I already know, without her having to say a word. Nara asked to hang with me for lunch, and I said yes, sorry. She looks sheepish. I can't blame her. Though I can't say I can blame her for hanging out with the group of friends. They're popular. It doesn't matter to me that Nara is the ringleader for most of the bullying I've received. At least perhaps if I did say it doesn't bother me enough times, then maybe eventually I will start to believe it. It's selfish of me to even think about telling her it hurts me that she goes to them time after time, when they have bullied me and threatened to do the same to her for just talking to me. No, that's fine. I'll see you after school for the walk home. See you. I wave goodbye and go off to my classes. Each one is boring or awful, but I manage to read the English book in my spare time and get tomorrow's social booklet finished during lunch. The bell finally signals the end of the day. I rush out of school. The halls are buzzing. There's a football game tonight, so the rest of the students aren't trying to leave. School pride or something like that. I honestly couldn't care less about it. My cell phone buzzes with a text from Mary. I'm staying late for the game. I forgot about it. aka Nara probably invited her and she wants to hang out with her without telling me. I text her back a KK and go to my locker. I see them before they see me. A group of people surround my locker. I recognize the faces of a couple of them, but not all. Excuse me, I need to get to my locker. I feel like I've walked into a trap as they clear the way for me. My locker has some words written on it. Douchebag, bitch, slut. You know you're a freak, right? He says to me. I don't recognize this one. Whatever, I need to get to work. I've dealt with this enough times. Don't make it fun for them. No emotions, and they usually back off. It works. They leave. I open my locker and replace my books with the ones I'll need for homework tonight. I close the locker door. I don't need the teachers seeing this, so I wipe away the waxy words. I open my agenda up and make sure I have everything I need to get all my homework done tonight. I might get a couple of hours of sleep tonight since I was able to finish a bit during school. I go home only to drop off my heavy bag. I follow the familiar path through my neighborhood and down the alley. I take the shortcut through the treed area, infamous for homeless people, druggies, and suicides, since I don't have time to go around. Walking across the road, down the alley, by the reservoir, under the highway, through the tunnel, across the field, down the row of stores, and finally I get to the dollar store. I go into the back room to hang up my coat and adorn my apron. It's about 10 minutes to my shift, but I decide to start anyway. There isn't much else I can do. I go down the other side of the warehouse. I don't find anyone, but I think I found our job for the night. There are 6 pallets full of boxes ready to be unpacked. I go out the back door and look down the aisles until I find the boss. Tamara sees me right away. A shipment came in today. You guys need to get them unpacked and out tonight. Okay, I say. I walk back to where I came from. By the time I get back to the pallets, I see Kate starting on one of the pallets. She rips the plastic with her knife. Hey. She echoes back, hey. We don't talk as we each fill carts full of boxes from the pallet. We organize the carts and boxes so that each cart represents 2 aisles. As soon as one cart is filled, I take it out to the floor. Soon enough, the rest of the night crew arrives and we get to work. The day crew must have left, but they didn't give us any indication that they had done so. We work hard to get the entire product dealt with by 7:30. Taking our much-deserved break from working our butts off, we sit in the back. Kate suggests, hey, I downloaded Apocalypse. Do you want to watch it? We have time for that, and then do a quick cleanup and cash out. I agree. We've finished all the work we need to for tonight. It would just be general tidying from here on, but it's not that messy. We sit in the staff room, huddled around an iPad as the movie plays. 5 men are camping on a long weekend. The large forested area is filled with many cabins and hoarded by people drinking. The large forested area is filled with many cabins and hoarded by people drinking and having parties in the evening. The main male character, Zane, just broke up with his girlfriend of 5 years. His friends took him out for a guys' weekend to get over her. As the weekend progresses, they drink more and more while Zane nurses his beer. He decides to go to bed early. As soon as he gets into the bedroom, he hears screams. He runs to the door and sees people screaming and running. Someone yells, zombies! He gathers up his friends and barricades them into the cabin. They freak out. Zombies try breaking into the cabin. Zane breaks the back room window. His one friend, I can't remember his name, was killed by a zombie. Zane and the remaining friends run. They veer off from the rest of the crowd and miraculously find a vehicle with keys in the ignition. He drives them out of the campground. Suddenly, an explosion goes off, and they get run off the road. The car gets stuck in a field. They get out of the car and start walking down the road. A bunch of zombies chase them from their route and down a side road. The zombies disappear as soon as they are headed towards a random industrial building in the middle of a field ahead. Oh, I remember this from a dream. Another movie ruined. Zane falls through the floor and finds out that it's all fake and part of a TV show. Rich people pay money to a network that mocks up a reality series about people dying in apocalypse. He rescues his friends and resolves to tell the world about the show. They go into the building. There are many levels and beams. Zombies appear out of nowhere and chase the group. Zane gets separated when he falls through the floor. Zombies go up to Zane's still body and break character. They talk about how this kill isn't going to make it into the show since there are no cameras here. The next time, the woman wants to be part of the first wave. When they leave, he gets up and corners someone. They confess that it's part of a TV show. Rich people pay to see mock apocalypse scenarios. All the people die, but oh well. He runs to go rescue his friends from the office. He goes through a door and gets them out of the warehouse. He explains what he knows. They say it's not right, and they resolve to let the world know about it. The movie ends right at closing time. I help Kate bring all the tills to the back room. We close the door behind us as per store policy. We talk as we count the money and do paperwork. Where would you go on vacation if you could? I've always wanted to see Paris. Kate asks me. I think about it. While there are quite a few ancient places I would love to see, I would rather a vacation be about no stress. However, that would involve zero contact with just about everyone I know. No internet, no phone, no nothing. I would need to be the equivalent of a hermit in the woods. Camping anywhere. And then the zombies attack, Kate jokes. I would love to be in a zombie apocalypse. I feel like I would do very well, I say. Of course you would. She's half joking and half serious about it. We've had many a conversation on the subject before. There's a knock at the door. Trevor says, everything is put away and mats are vacuumed. Can we leave? Kate thinks for half a second. Jaiden, can you lock them out? Sure, I say. I unlock the door and go out the hall. They are ready with their jackets on. Anyone could have guessed Kate would say yes to them leaving. It's a regular occurrence when everything is done. I let them out of the store and say goodbye. I lock the door. I go back to the office and knock on the door. Kate lets me in. She's finished everything up in the couple minutes ago. She finished everything up in the couple of minutes I was gone. She tells me to get my stuff and get ready to leave. I go to my locker and place my apron back in there. I put my coat on. Kate comes out of the office ready to go. She sets the alarms and we leave the store. We say quick goodbyes and I start walking home. It's really cold out now. I think we are going to get snow soon. I dread the inevitability of having to make this walk when the weather drops to the -20s and -30s. The walk home goes by fast. I walk a lot faster at night. It's too creepy and potentially dangerous not to walk as fast as I can. I manage to get home safely. I go straight to the basement and start on my homework. I have a book to read, worksheets, and a social project and an essay.